Welcome to drinknectar.com. I am your host, Josh Wade, and this is the internet's place to explore the five senses of coffee and wine. Today we are out in Post Falls, Coeur d'Alene area at DOMA Coffee Roasting, and we're going to be looking into their business, how they train their how they train their clients, and what sets them apart in the coffee industry, not only here in Spokane, but across the United States. As you come into DOMA Coffee Roasting here in Post Falls, Coeur d'Alene area, you walk into their training facility and just a general place where they can hang out. They do their coffee cupping or their testing of new potential roasts and brews. They sit down with their potential customers, walk them through their training programs. All of that's done in this room just to ensure that the quality is consistent from each cup that is experienced by the customers. You have where everything happens, where all the magic happens. You've got the green coffee that comes in from the farms, the cooperative farms that they work with, and it makes its way down over into the roasting area, and then it moves on down to being bagged, and then to being shipped out for the customers to enjoy.
This is basically a built-in scale. So that we can
So how long of a process is it now?
About 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
It takes about 15 minutes. We heat the beans up to about 400 to 420 degrees depending on the darkness of the roast.
Right.
As soon as they hit that exact point where they smell the right way and they look the right color.
So what's happening to the bean right now while it's being roasted?
Now the bean's heating up, the sugars are melting, the sugars are starting to caramelize. So as you go from a light roast into a dark roast, you go from those floral, fruity notes that you get in some coffees to more of a caramelized sugar, chocolate, smoky, roasty notes.
Okay.
But even though it doesn't smell like coffee right now, this tells us something about what the bean's going to be able to do and what flavors you can potentially get out of there. If you go 1 or 2 degrees too long, and you can completely ruin 50 pounds of coffee. So that's
Well, I've been at DOMA Coffee Roasting Company for the last little bit of time talking to the owners, Terry and Rebecca. It's been fantastic speaking with them, seeing the process. You'll see some footage in a little bit of actual coffee roasting. I want to talk to them now just about where they came from, where they're going, and the uniqueness of the coffee that they have and the training program they offer to the businesses that use DOMA Coffee. So tell us, what's the brief history of DOMA? Where did it come from? Let everyone know.
Well, we started DOMA Coffee Roasting Company in the year 2000 after we moved from Moab, Utah. We were really fortunate to live in the Coeur d'Alene community, and we started our company in our backyard, actually. For 4 years now, we've been in this location, about 2,600 square feet. It offers us a little bit more room to do interviews, store the coffee, and have a training lab, which is where we're sitting here.
As Rebecca has mentioned, our company's grown quite organically over the year. We're not we're not big into to marketing and knocking on everyone's door. Rather, we're a coffee-driven company, for lack of a better term, and we take a lot of pride in what we do. We're very hands-on, almost to a fault, and I'm proud of our faults, and I'm proud of our hands-on on every aspect of what our business is about.
When we were talking, for me, a lot came across that there was a lot that separates DOMA Coffee Roasting Company from the other coffee roasters that may be in Spokane or even across the country. You talked about where you purchased your coffee, a co-op. Explain to people, that uniqueness of the where you get your coffee from, and then all the way to the training program that you have that Greg provides.
Well, our buying practices, we belong to a group called Cooperative Coffees. And part of being a member of that co-op is active participation, which means that we're going to the farms, working with the farmers on different levels, whether it's teaching them roasting methods, cupping, agricultural, what to do with waste, really how to help them with anything they do. And we're able to build long-term relationships with the farmers. Because there is no middleman involved, the farmer is getting more money, far above the fair trade price. Rebecca and I actually are getting ready to go to Peru next week for 2 weeks, and we're taking our 2 boys with us, and we're going to be working on a farm for
conversation. That direct relationship with the farmers is, I think, critical to the quality of the coffee that you guys get, and I think that's awesome. The training program you mentioned briefly, I thought, just as a potential future business owner, this to me really piqued my curiosity, is the work that Greg does one-on-one with people that are going to be using DOMA Coffee.
We've always offered a training program at DOMA, and our training program continues to follow what's happening in the industry on an international level as well as regional and local levels. We put a lot of emphasis on the training. There's a lot of information to share with business owners and potential people that want to open a business. We try to make it extremely fun, but one of the things that we really want people to understand is what a huge industry this is, where the aspect of quality comes in, and how quality can, the people that are growing the coffee, their lifelong commitment to growing the coffee, roasters' commitment to roasting the fine quality beans and putting out a really good quality roast, and then all the way to the cup quality. So it's not lost.
What do you want customers to know, not only just about coffee, it could be about DOMA, it could be about your future. What's something that you would want to communicate to people about any one of those things? I know it's kind of a broad question, but we'll throw it out there.
I'll answer the question and I'll let Terry answer. I think for me, what I'd like people to know is that there's a lot of people in this industry on all different levels, from their growing, brokering, roasting, repairing machines, and baristas. We have a great community here in Coeur d'Alene and Spokane, the Inland Northwest, and I would love to see the consumer be more aware of how much work goes into creating a wonderful cup of coffee for them, and to do their own research on it as well. And if email us with any questions that they have.
That'd be great.
To answer them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Mr. Passion, Mr. Coffee.
I'm really proud of our company.
Yeah.
I think we all have worked hard here over the years. Absolutely driven by passion and an obsession with quality, and keeping it fun at the same time. I think all 3 of those things are quite important, and that's what the future is for us as well, to not lose sight of why we started the company in the beginning, and to continue to focus and to truly get better at every aspect of what we do, whether it's working directly with the farmers or our green program that we've established here. I really do. I can't express it well, but I'm proud of what we're doing as a company.
Well, it's been a great time here, and something I always like to leave, and I know that you said this earlier, Terry, and kind of led into this piece, was that I know your passion is coffee, but it's something about just getting around with a bunch of friends, sitting around a table and enjoying a cup of coffee. There's something magical about that, and I always like to impart with people that life's meant to be enjoyed with friends. So go ahead, brew a cup of coffee, brew some DOMA coffee, and just remember to drink happy.